Live in July. I am a conservative Christian, a wife, mother, grandmother, and a pastor's wife. We've lived in Mexico since 2004, and we eat whole foods, plant-based, no oil. Today I am showing you how to make or assemble our enchiladas. In previous videos that were recorded, I showed you how to make the rice and the enchilada sauce, and now we're ready to assemble our enchiladas. So we went out, and my daughter and I went out and bought some fresh tortillas this morning. We got a kilo worth of tortillas, and basically it's going to be up to you and how much that you're wanting to make. My husband and I usually have 10 to 12 enchiladas, and we'll put them in this 10.5 by 9 pan that looks like this. And I line them with parchment paper so that it's easier to clean. A lot of stuff, the sauce doesn't bake on and stick to it. So first I want to make my filling, which I've chopped some onions. It doesn't matter what, typically I use white onions, but I made too many onions that were red today, so I'm going to go ahead and use some of the red onions. We're going to use probably a cup of it's rice integral, so that would be like whole brown rice, and I'm going to use maybe a cup and a half, maybe 2 cups of the rice. And then I made some black beans last night, so I will use some fresh black beans, which you can't see, but I'm going to show it to you, coming out of the Instant Pot. They cooked last night. I'm going to drain off the water, and if you don't make fresh beans, well, you're just missing out. But depending on where you're living at, whether you can get canned beans, and then you would need to drain off the excess sodium. So I will add some of the beans, probably a couple of big scoops, which is going to be a couple of cups, and see what that looks like. This is a lot, actually, a lot of mix. So I'll mix this up, and I'm not yet seeing the onion. So I think I'm going to add a little more. This is our filling. And I'm making these cooking videos for friends that we'll be meeting with soon, and they want to know how to cook this way. So these are for you if you're finally getting to them. I'm not doing this for money or anything like that. It's just to help out my friends. And so I'm going to go ahead and add some more onion to it. And there's cilantro in there. I made some Mexican salsa and had too much cilantro, which is going to taste fine in there. Tastes great. We add the salsa on top anyway, so having that's going to be my filling. And then I'm going to start assembling this here. I hope you can see it. Hello everybody. Thanks for tuning in to these lives. This makes it easier for me because then I don't have to go back and edit my videos, which probably I need to do, but I'm trying to avoid that because it's just a lot of work. I've made our enchilada sauce, and that is the finished product right there. And what I will do is I'm going to add probably a scoop of this to go ahead and add it to our filling. This is how I make it. And so that it has moisture. We don't add any sour cream or cheese because this is whole foods, plant-based, no oil. This is for disease reversal. And that looks really good. This looks very, very yummy. The sauce is delicious. And now I'm going to roll up our enchiladas, and I'm sorry we'll not have a tray that is done this time. Maybe I'll make a little short of what it looks like when it's all done. And I hope you can see. Can they see what I'm doing, Kaylee? My daughter's at the other end. Yeah, I'm making enchiladas today. And I think I would rather just have a regular tablespoon, which I took it out, but when you're on camera, you can't figure out what you're doing because you get nervous. I think it's not in here. And I guess I should wash my finger now because I licked it. So I would say It's not a quarter of a cup for sure, and it's really, that's too much. I think we need more like a tablespoon or tablespoon and a half, and then you roll them up real tight like that. And you start laying them in your tray. Don't you think that looks about maybe a tablespoon and a half? And what I could do is actually measure it for the next one so we know exactly how I am using. Yeah, don't read it. If they're, you can, I don't know, we'll figure out how to block those types of people. All right, so let's try it again here. Well, it looks like it's 2 tablespoons worth of filling. And there you go. That's terrible. Sorry. Yeah, we'll just move on. All right. So we're going to use 2 tablespoons. If you use people, you can go ahead and block them. If you're able to block them, that's we're not those types of people here. Okay. So I want to fill up this tray and then I'll put them in the oven at 350 degrees for 25 minutes. And that's after we put the sauce on the top. But I'll let you watch me make it here. Are there any nice questions or comments on there that you can read?
Love your hair.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, don't read anything that's not nice. We will.
How are you?
I'm doing very, very well. Thank you. I'm happy to do these videos. These are going to be for friends of ours. And this is just the easiest way that I can think of doing them so that, because not everybody can come to my house and learn how to do this. And I actually do not talk and visit and work very well. It's terrible. I get so lost in what I'm doing that I'm not very good at visiting while I am working. So it's kind of a crazy thing that I'm making cooking demos. But people will be meeting with people and they're going to want to know, especially from what happened to my husband. What ingredients am I using in the filling? The filling has the chopped onions. There is a little bit of cilantro. There's rice, brown rice, and black beans. And then I put some of the sauce in there as a filling. And we're just lining this up. How many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I think I can squeeze a couple more in there to have 12. And then I'll show you how I top the enchiladas with sauce. And I'll make a short of how they look when they come out, because it takes 25 minutes for them to bake, and that would just be too long of a video, and I wouldn't be able to entertain you that long. It'd be too noisy cleaning up my kitchen. All right. So hello, Yvonne. Thank you for saying hello. Where are you from? Hello, Daniel Parker. I hope you are a nice person. And so I'm just putting several scoops of that on the sauce on our tray. So that, because this doesn't get, like I said, we don't use any cheese or cream or anything like that. We've actually put Mexican salsa on the top of the finished product. Now this goes into the oven at 350 degrees for 25 minutes. And I use a convection bake. So sorry I disappeared. I'll let you watch me do this if you'd like. I just use a little Ninja convection bake. I have it on convection roast, 350 degrees. It says 30 minutes. I'll check it in 25 to see if they're done, and I'll come back and leave you a short on how it looks when it comes out. I thank you for tuning in, and God bless.